Just the Memorial Day one.
Okay. Number 2, we have subcommittee report. Senior Center Building Committee. I believe that was going to be David, correct?
Possibly. No, was that Rich Gopin, Doug?
Yes. As far as I know, there's no update on anything unless you have something from uptown.
For the building section of the agenda, I do.
Okay.
But-
Nothing from the subcommittee though.
Okay. And Activities Committee. Do we have any reports from the Activities Committee?
Who's on that, by the way?
Emily, do you know who's on the Activities Committee, subcommittee?
Dave Frim, oh, here's Deb Hickbert. Dave Frim is the chair of that subcommittee, and Robin, were you on that subcommittee?
Yes.
Nick, were you on that as well?
Robin or Nick, do you have any information regarding the Activities Subcommittee?
You're talking about the building committee on the, what, is that what you're referring to, the building of the?
No.
No, we're
No.
talking about activities, different activities happening at the center.
No, I'm not on that.
You're on the Building Subcommittee?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any information from the subcommittee meeting?
No, there hasn't been any other meetings.
Okay. And okay, the next thing we have in line would be the treasurer's report.
All right, are you ready? All right, so I'm gonna start with the
Thanks,
Howard.
Gloria.
And to date, we've still not heard anything from the Howard Foundation. And Emily, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's been trying to be in touch and we have no word, so.
I do have an update since the 1 hour we've met, Gloria.
All right.
So I was able to connect with the secretary of the Howard Grant Foundation, and one of the trustees passed away. And I inquired about our January $10,000 grant request, and she said she didn't receive anything. So something got lost in the shuffle. It's been emailed as well as faxed over to them, and she said within the next 2 weeks we should be receiving a check.
Oh, good. Yeah, good. All right.
Okay.
So next line item is the COA revolving fund. And we did have an expenditure of $1,520, leaving us a balance of $237. And so that money is spent on like wellness classes and transportation for people to and from doctors, etc. So we're at a balance of $237 right now. And from there we go to the needy seniors donation, and I have a postscript to that. But anyway, we had no expenses for the month, leaving us with a balance of $2,503.08. And after I go through the other three, we're going to talk about maybe changing the name of this account from needy seniors, just because of the connotation, but we'll address that at the end. Then I go to miscellaneous donations. And we did have an expense of $6,991, and we have a balance of $37,643.85. Now, that was for the tent. The big expense was for the new tent that is here. And want to just keep in mind that we do get donations from the fire, from the police. We did get an insurance check for the old tent. And then we use a little bit over $2,000 of from what was in the fund. So that would explain the expense and the balance that we're at. And then I go to the nutrition donations. We had an expense of $1,908.81, leaving us a balance of $12,976.51. And that expense was mostly for bistro and especially for the St. Patrick's Day meal, which if you remember included, and Robin can attest, just over about 100 pounds of corned beef, right? Not to mention everything else that went along. So that
Right.
explains that. Okay, so those are my funds. And Emily and I want to talk to you all about changing the name from Needy Seniors to either, we just don't want the word needy in there because we don't like what it represents. So we were thinking either something like supplemental needs donation or financial assistance donation. And I think Emily can speak more on it because it's not a simple matter of just changing a name. I think there's a process, if I'm correct. Right, Emily?
So last month, we requested the name be changed to our finance department. So we're just waiting to hear back. We're in peak time for budget season for them. So that will be decided hopefully for the new fiscal year, which is July 1st. The name Needy Seniors is, for me, it's derogatory and antiquated and old school. And it doesn't apply to, as we were talking about, Gloria, a Bridgewater resident age 60 plus approaching the senior center just because they can't afford some specialized eyeglasses doesn't make them needy. So, and that's what that account is for. So we've made the request and we wait to see if they can change that. It's not just a matter of, erasing a name and then writing in something new. It's tied into our software system for billing purposes. So may take a little bit longer, but hopefully by July 1st, we hear back.
And that's
Would
it. That's what I have.
Would you like us to vote on a preference for the name so that we could make that change as soon as it came in?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Would you like us to vote on a preference for the name? You would offer two.
Oh, I don't know how does Emily feel about that?
What does everyone like for the names? Gloria, can you say the two names again?
Sure. First one would be supplemental needs donation. And the next one would be financial assistance donation.
Second one, financial assistance. First one still has the word need in it.
I know.
I prefer the financial assistance as well. Anybody else do you want to take a vote on it? Okay.
I'm okay with the financial. I was just trying to think of something else.
I like the financial assistance also.
Can I hear a motion?
So moved.
Okay. A second?
Second,
Okay. All those in favor of renaming the fund financial assistance?
Aye.
Say aye or raise their hand.
I,
Anything else on the treasurer's report that we need,
No.
Gloria?
That's all I have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was pretty detailed. All right.
May I ask a question, please?
Sure.
To Gloria, the one with, where we spent $1,520, what is the name of that fund?
That's the COA revolving fund.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, number 4, we have a building update.
So the French door project is near completion. We're waiting on the final inspection as well as the exterior lighting to be hung, inserted, put out there so we have some light outside. And then some of the flooring on the interior of the building needs to be completed. And then that project is check done, which is kind of exciting. And I believe it came in $1,000 under budget, which is even more exciting because we can apply that extra capital to the portico. I don't have an update on the roof or the portico, which are the other 2 large capital improvement projects for the senior center. The way we left it off with Chris Hartman, the facilities manager, was to have him take back our portico redesign suggestions to the architect. And so we're just waiting to hear back on what happened with that. And once we get the green light, then he can start the next piece of the project, which is to order supplies based on the architect's design work and put out to bid the contract work to tear down the existing structure and put up a new one.
So the school is out, correct?
Correct. It does not meet the school, their calendar year, school year this year.
Now, you are not able to put that in for like next year for,
No, they were not interested in the fall semester for taking this project on.
or spring?
I can ask, but I don't believe so for the
I mean,
portico.
it's-
I think the timing is off because the portico needs to be replaced sooner rather than later because the structure up right now does not protect pedestrians from coming into the building because there's the plastic coverings are missing. They're not there. So if it's raining or if it's snowing, the people walking into the building will get all wet. I don't know if anybody's come in and seen that, but it does not.
But that's gonna happen even with the new design, because there's not gonna be any plastic going on the sides.
No,
It's gonna
because
be open.
it's so large, the
Yeah.
size of it will protect the people walking into the building.
Okay,
They won't get wet, which is a good thing.
yeah.
But you're right, it's an open structure.
Do we have any information regarding the road construction?
It's a mess.
Don't come. So, like we said in the newsletter, the building will not be closed, but it is bumpy. There's milling going on today, so it's kind of noisy and dirty, but they're crunching up all the cement and there's a police detail on Route 18. There's large construction pieces of equipment all up Wally Kruger Way, milling. So they're getting it ready for the repaving, which will happen tomorrow and Wednesday, which is a good thing that they were able to do it in a 3-day crunch versus a drawn out week or 2 or 3. So it's messy and loud.
Emily,
But people came for programming this morning and painting and all that good stuff. So that's good.
so I have a question. If they're going to be doing it on Wednesday, will we be able to get in to prepare for bistro meal?
Yes, there is no road closure
Okay.
at all. You may have to wait an extra minute or 2 because they kind of, we're working in conjunction with these large pieces of equipment. So if they're taking up one side of the road, then we go down the other slowly.
Okay.
I'm sure once that's done, the towering will be much easier than what it looked today.
Yeah, it's messy, dirty.
Any update on the gas, the stove?
We have a call out to the fire department to restart everything, but the gas was turned back on, so we can cook for Wednesday.
Okay.
Yep.
Good to know.
Any more information about, I know you spoke already about the tent, any more information about the tent? And I know you've spoken about the French doors.
So the fire department will be installing the tent. The date is TBD. I don't have a date for the tent, but it's tentative for this Saturday,
Wow.
which is awesome.
That's what
The tent is right down the street over at Grant's Rental. They're the ones who have, we're working with them. And they are, I think everyone's aware, but maybe not. They donated 20 chairs
Oh, nice.
to keep they're used, but they're fully functional and free, which is good. And we can keep them outside, so we don't have to keep pushing stuff back and forth for all the programming.
Great. Good. And the next one, you're up for the director's report, Emily.
So the director's report, everything's going pretty well. We'll be excited. The seniors will be very excited when the road work is done because it's really not easy. we've been driving up Wally Kruger Way for so many months, all winter long with you have to avoid this pothole and go through this manhole. And so we'll be very happy when all of that is said and done. Activities have declined a little bit, I'll say. So we have our revolving fund and we charge participants a small fee per class. So, which is a great way actually to provide quality instructors, whether it be an exercise class or a lecture or like a cooking demonstration or something, for all of them to be paid what they're worth, but also if they don't fill a class, to continue to pay them the same amount each month. So they've been very pleased with that, which is great. The few of the classes that we're a little concerned about are the virtual classes. So we have an Arthritis Foundation class and another in-person class is the Tai Chi class. So those classes have not had a good turnout, and we're wondering how to sustain funding for those two classes without grants coming in that we're used to. So we're seeking alternative ways to pay for activities. So if anyone has any grants specifically for senior activities and programs, please let me know so I can get my writing cap on and apply for them. But we may need to change our activities, our usual activities come July 1st. So just an FYI, we're relooking at that. July 1st is a new fiscal year. We're also looking at revamping our transportation program. So I'll be applying for a Mass DOT Department of Transition grant with BSU and A&A Metro, which is who we previously held the transportation grant with. That was really successful, really a great way for seniors of all backgrounds to get a very easily accessible ride to a doctor's appointment, to the grocery store, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll be looking into that. But as part of that revamp of the transportation program, we're looking at who currently uses our senior center van, where do we need to put our efforts into, or do we need to travel more to the casinos? Do we need to go more towards Market Basket? Like, where do we need to go? So we're going to do a little analysis on the town transportation program through the senior center, through us. We'll be surveying current riders and the community as well. We're also looking at increasing the cost of that. Right now, we charge $2.50 per person per way. So if it's a round trip, whether we go to Brockton or Easton for a person's medical appointment, it's $5 round trip, which is very competitive, very low. But because of the cost of gas and because of the budget, basically, our revolving fund budget, if that dips into the negative, then we don't have any funding for that program. And right now we're at a balance of $237. So we're basically looking at all kinds of ways to keep that going that meets the needs of the community, though. If we just, as an example, if we have one person going to Market Basket each week, well, do we need to go to Market Basket each week on that day? Or maybe do we need to go another day? We're going to look at the whole thing because since we've reopened, ridership is low and participation in the activities are low as well. So, maybe we should, tweak everything, but we'll keep everyone posted. If you have feedback on anything transportation or activities related, please let me know. The nutrition programs, congregate lunch is also low, I will say. We'll have, for example, we had 3 people here for lunch in person, and the menu was chicken parmesan, which is a very tasty, meal option, but maybe they were turned off by the road work or who knows. But in-person dining is low. Meal delivery is high. So Meals on Wheels It's at an all-time high of almost 70 people. And then our bistro lunch program, which is the $5 fee, because Meals on Wheels is a donation-based service, is, what did she say, Robin? 71 meals this week?
For tomorrow, yeah,
71. And that's
11 to eat in, possibly.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Amazing. People are struggling with the in-person dining because it's in person, but also the signups for it. So you have to sign up a week in advance for meals to be ordered through Old Colony Elder Services. And we at least need 48 hours for the in-person bistro dining because we shop the day or 2 days prior. We cook the meal. So that's that on nutrition.
I just have
mother-
a quick question before we go on. Are you going to be increasing the meals? The price of the meals?
For in-person, no,
No.
$5. I don't know if you noticed though, in the newsletter, we did charge $8 for a pickup for the Memorial Day barbecue.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
So current or existing bistro lunch recipients will still pay the $5, just as they normally do, and it will still be delivered. But anybody looking to have it extra will be charged a fee of $8 due to packaging.
Okay.
Yep. We want people to, and if you want to eat in the barbecue, it's still $5, just like a regular bistro lunch. But the cost of packaging is outrageous. It is just,
Well, that's why I thought you had talked about going up maybe $1.
yeah,
for-
not at this time. No, I think the $5 is reasonable
Okay,
right now.
that's good.
But if we get large numbers of people, like 100 plus, we have to pay for packaging, and it is very expensive. Most of the senior centers in the area don't offer grab and goes anymore because of COVID restrictions have been lifted. So we're one of the few that have this delivery service or grab and go option for the food. And we decided people really love the food. They can afford the $5 very comfortably within their budget. So let's not change it if we can keep the numbers low. But if we go every week, we're cooking 100 meals and it's being delivered, that's very expensive. Very expensive. And Amazon is our vendor for all the packaging, and that's definitely the most reasonable one in comparison to like Restaurant Depot or any of the other vendors.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So that's nutrition. Mother's Day event will be subsidized through the miscellaneous donations account because we don't have the Howard Grant Foundation. So we have about 20 people signed up for that. So it's a little smaller than we had anticipated, but at least we have 20 people. And we encourage others to sign up as well. And you can bring your family with you, your daughter. We have a mother-daughter couple coming, but it's our annual tradition to provide this meal. So we'll have Courtney's putting together the menu as we speak. But we wanted to do an exercise component with it for people of all abilities. So we'll be walking outside, either around through the pickleball courts or just in the parking lot area here. If someone comes in a wheelchair, it's nice and paved and flat and safe. So we just want to get a little outdoor exercise in, and we can work up an appetite and have the lunch, the
And
brunch.
it looks like nice weather too for it.
Yes, 80, perfect.
Yeah,
We were going to host it under the tent, but the tent's not ready. That's okay. We always have a plan B.
that's great.
The other large programming events this month, we have our monthly senior safety, the Triad group coming here to talk about safe driving. So if you know of anybody who needs some tips and techniques about driving safely as we get older, that's all the details can be found in the newsletter. Pickleball is thriving. We have Joe and Joyce Pitta providing, they'll be volunteering through the senior center, so they'll be offering complimentary classes. I met with them and a few members of the Parks and Rec Commission last week, and we had a great conversation on where to take pickleball for the seniors. And so every Wednesday, if you just want to come in the morning for another free class, according to Joe Pitta, you have to play to learn. So that's what we encourage seniors to do. Come out, play, and then you can learn and develop your skill, and then get a little competitive, play with others. Eventually, we foresee a senior league, a senior pickleball league, but we need a few more players to play to get that off the ground. We have many programs actually for folks with some cognitive changes this month. So we have our bi-weekly Alice's Cafe. We had a low turnout for our Cinco de Mayo party last week for Alice's Cafe, but we had all of the students participate, and that was kind of like their going away dance party. They had a great time. The next one is next week on the 19th. We're going across the street to Just Playing Around. So that's a 10-person program. We don't want to have more than 10 just because it becomes a little too stimulating. And it's intergenerational. And actually, one of our former interns, Karen, Rachel Burtwell, emailed me. She wants to volunteer all summer long at the cafe. So it's awesome.
There's music to my ears. I love hearing that.
Yep. She's a good one. They all are. We've been interviewing, actually, while we're on this subject, the next round of speech language pathology interns, and we have 2 wonderful students joining us in late August, and they'll be coordinating Alice's Cafe amongst other programs for people with cognitive change. So it's very exciting.
And one of them is a guy.
That's great.
We also have the nutrition department at BSU sending over 3 interns, and one of their classes will be doing some cooking for us, which will be kind of neat to go over what senior nutrition looks like, taking a menu of something that's not so healthy and making it healthy for, an older adult with low bone density or something like that. So that's very exciting. More to come on that. And we will be having a social work intern, a senior social work intern joining us in the fall as well. So we'll have a full house of students again this coming school year, which is exciting because they really, they don't think they want to work with older adults, and then they leave us and they do want to work with older adults, which break down those stigmas.
Those kids were great.
Yeah, right. They loved it.
Yeah.
Kathy is going to be offering another Dementia Friends program, which is a 1-hour educational seminar to teach anybody of any age tips and techniques on working with somebody or helping somebody with some dementia, which is really helpful because, like we've talked about so many times before, we see a lot more of that now because of the pandemic and the isolation, and depression is just setting in so many people. So details on that is also in the newsletter. Happy Older Americans Month. We have, this is a national holiday, national celebration to bring awareness to aging. And so as a way to celebrate, we have a free Tai Chi class Wednesday. So if you've never tried Tai Chi, it's free this Wednesday at 9. The men's group, so we're winding down a grant that was offered by the state for marketing, and part of this program was marketing to older men, and we decided to have a breakfast program. So the men's breakfast, which has been offered once a month, has been a huge success. We have between 15 and 25 Bridgewater men come enjoy a nice hearty meal, each other's company, and they get a kick out of seeing each other because, you know, they've survived the pandemic. Maybe not some of their friends or their spouses or their people in their lives, but they've had a really great time coming to this breakfast, and it's awesome. So we have it this Thursday here in the dining room. The supper club, so Regina Cohen has been running that on a trial basis, and it's been wildly successful. So she's going to take the summer off, and Courtney will be taking over, so we don't have a break in this fun activity. But it's a lot of the participants have said that they want to have a meal plan for 1 or 2 people, because they're not serving, 4 kids or their husband and their son or something anymore. So it's cooking for 1 or 2 people. So it's a small meal, very healthy. That's also this month. We have a really great speech and hearing clinic with BSU this month to celebrate Better Hearing and Speech Month. And that is free. It's next week, 9 a.m. Anybody who needs a hearing screening, voice screening, speech language screening, dysphagia screening, or otoscopic examination can come. Book your appointment for 30 minutes. Just going through a lot of the highlights in the newsletter, because I think that the more we're all aware of what's going on, the more we can tell the community. And then what we're going to start doing here as a team is to see what did we do well, where do we need to improve, and what are folks asking us to do. Like today we had two meetings on trips. So we'll be working with folks at High Pond to book some senior outings this summer and fall, which is kind of neat. Other ways to outreach to the community, I've been having lunches with a few of the seniors just to get their feedback on where they'd like to see their senior center go. What direction do they want us to go in? And it's been really great. It's a very good meeting at a very personal level. And we've learned a lot about what people are enjoying and what they're not enjoying. And one way that they've been enjoying things is through crafts, arts and crafts. So we have a great arts and crafts following, and we've been doing a lot of that at Alice's Cafe. So that's been very successful. A lot of the feedback we're getting is around beginners classes, like beginners painting, beginners crocheting, or beginners how to use this, how to take a picture and send it to your grandkids. So we'll be offering a lot more of that. Courtney's going to she'll be very busy, which will be great because she's very good at putting this stuff together. May is Elder Law Month. So we have Alyssa ASAC just down the street offering her pro bono services the first Wednesday of the month. But we also have her coming to do a program on, it's called How to Avoid Entanglement with the Probate Court System as We Age. So one thing that's happening with older adults is they're not putting all of their healthcare proxy and their advanced directives in place before it's too late. So this is one way to kind of prevent going to probate court. So that's in 2 weeks here at the center. Our caregiver support group is growing every single week. It's amazing. Kathy Hayes runs that group, and it just, new faces are coming in. And to us, that's indicating really a need to support the caregivers. So maybe we'll be breaking off into every week offering this group, or maybe we'll be breaking it off into specializing it for Alzheimer's, caregivers for somebody with Alzheimer's disease, or caregivers of a spouse or a parent. So we're looking into that, but it's really a great way for the students to learn and shadow one of our services. And they've really learned a lot about caregiving for an older adult, which is great. It's eye-opening because, they talk about their grandparents a lot and, how they love their bubbies. But then when it comes to the caregiving role, it really defines what that means. And I think that's helpful for them, especially if they go into the field of social work, because it's a helping profession. So it's really, really good. The last piece is the walking page in the newsletter. So one of the ways that we're looking to grow our activities fund, which is the revolving fund, which pays for all of our activities and programs, is to have people walk. So the state is offering, it's called Walk Massachusetts, and all you have to do is walk. You sign up on the website, all the instructions are on the page. So if you don't have to walk every day, you walk at your own pace, you walk as many miles as you want, but there's different ways to log your hours. And then every time you log your hours, you enter the senior center into a drawing for $1,000 for activities. And that's done in the fall, in October. And we did this last year, and we had 2 winners who won gift cards. So we didn't win the $1,000, but 2 of our senior walkers won Dunkin' Donuts gift cards. And that was kind of a neat way because they're great walkers. And it's pretty competitive. It's with every senior center across the state, but we can try as hard as we can to try to get everybody to walk. So if you walk, please log in. I think that's it.
Question, Emily?
Yep.
College is winding down to the end of the year. What's the status on the marketing rebranding project?
Thank you, Doug. Oh, I'm really happy you said that. So I wanted to set up a time where we can all get together to watch the recording. We had the marketing class analyze the senior center and ways to rebrand us, and they did a really great job. So the class was divided into 5 different groups. So we have 5 different PowerPoints that were presented to us. And it was great because a lot of the misconceptions of these students were, they were good. An example of one way they thought we could reach more people to the senior center was to have a whole initiative around older men called the Old Dogs Group.
Whoa.
It's so cute. They had apparel. They had everybody would wear hats with a dog with a. So be on the lookout. Anne's going to send out an email to everybody so we can watch it as a group and provide feedback. But a lot of the suggestions they made will be put to good use for sure. So it's very good, actually. But we recorded it. It was they have an 8 a.m. class, and so they came here to present it. So when the senior center wasn't open, it was great. It was really good.
Great. Oh, can't wait to see that.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. In terms of old business, I know you had sent an addendum to the initial committee meeting agenda. And on that, you had talked about the patio and looking for a patio set. So I just figured in terms of old business that might be something else.
I don't have an update on a patio set. No, unfortunately.
All right. And the refrigerator.
Oh, the refrigerator. Oh, yes. So we did purchase a new one. And it's brand new. So it's working very, very well. And it's large. Is it larger, Robin,
Yes,
than the other one?
it seems, yeah, it seems wider. It's holding the bags better, more bags.
Good.
All right, Gloria.
That's right. The shelving seems to be more open. I think
Yes,
that's
it's
what it is.
nice
Shelving
not
is
having
more
the
open,
door
easy
hit
to
you.
get to.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned the grease trap. So I just figured in terms of old.
So apparently the grease trap in the kitchen hasn't been cleaned in some time, and it clogged, and it was very stinky, but that has since resolved.
Right. And then you had mentioned about the roof, and I imagine that would be either under old business or new business. I'm not sure which.
I think I don't know either. It's been leaking for so long.
Okay.
So Chris Hartman, the facilities manager, has had a couple of bidders come out because it's a large project, but it's not to replace the roof, it's to fix the roof. They've identified the disconnects where whatever is causing it to drip, which stains our ceiling tiles all the time. So I guess since it's been dry lately, it's a good thing, but not good for the gardens. We're still waiting on who and when we'll be starting on that project.
Okay. And we also had some information, more information about the garden club, transplanting the bushes and the flowers before
Yes.
entrance. I wonder, Stas, do you have any information on that?
No, whenever you're ready, we have a lot of able-bodied people that would be very glad to help. Just have to let us know.
And that would be dependent on the entrance going in, correct?
Yes.
All right.
I
Any
think
other?
they did remove, did they finish, Sandy? I thought they took
Oh.
everything.
There's still that matter of that large hydrangea that is right on, there's an electric line that goes through right there, and it goes into the building. And I told them that perhaps they shouldn't remove that until somebody from the electric company came down and made sure that it wasn't going to sever the electric to the building. And that's the only thing that really needs to come out now. And then when it's time to relocate some of these plants, we'll be happy to help out. But I don't know what kind of landscaping is included in the school project. Is the senior center going to be the recipient of any new plantings? Do you know?
I will ask. I don't know.
Okay.
That's a great point, actually, because they've removed our grass
Yeah,
on this part of the property.
right. So if we need to dig up some more things and just hold them until, dig a little trench and we can save them. If that's necessary, we can do that until you find a new home for them.
Does anyone have any other old business? No. Any new business?
We applied for CPC funding for the master plan, as you're all aware, and unofficially we were approved for it. I didn't receive any email or print notification, but the chair of the CPC did approach me and she said it was approved. So we're just waiting to hear back to see what that looks like so we can, the eligibility of that was approved. So as soon as they send formal notice, we'll be applying for that. And that's for the master plan, to put together a plan, literally, for this entire property, which includes the trails behind us, behind the senior center, outside of the senior center, the parking lot, and yeah, it's kind of exciting. But I don't have any details on it because I haven't filled out the application, just the eligibility form.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
Any-
especially because it's a community involvement plan. It's Melissa Desjardins would be the landscape architect that we'd be contracted with, and she would put us through a whole big needs assessment process. So this is not an overnight project. It's I believe she said 3 to 4 months, where she'd hold focus groups. We'd have people come in and give lots of community feedback on what it looks like they'd like to see from a landscape perspective here, which is so awesome.
Mm.
Great. Any other new business? Anybody have anything else to talk about? Sounds like there's an awful lot going on. Let's see, our next meeting date will be June 13th at 2 p.m. Any other comments?
I just asked Robin a question.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so for Wednesday, Robin, for Bistro, I'm
Yep.
told there'll be no Diane, no David, and no Regina.
Right.
So that being said, what time would you like me to come in?
You want to do 10 o'clock?
Sure, because I guess it'll be you and Janet and myself. I think that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
We'll
10
do
a-
it. We can do it. It's an easy
Okay,
meal.
so, all right, so 10 a.m.?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Any other business, any other comments, public comments? Then I guess I would take anybody who would like to make a comment to adjourn, make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll
Do I-
second it.
Okay, thanks, Robin. Okay, well, we'll see you all in June then.
All right, thanks, Diane.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Thank-
Good job.
Bye.
Good job.
I made it through.
Nice job, Diane.
Good job.
Not as well as David, I'm sure, but it was a good experience. So thank
It
you.
was awesome. Thanks, Diane. Thanks, everybody.
And Emily, in terms of coming up with dates for the meeting that we were talking about, could I give you a list of times that I could make it, and maybe other people could as well, and we could come up with a different date?
Yes, please.
Okay, that'd be great. Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank-
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, bye-bye.